Yes, Freeman.
All right, we're ready to go. Call roll, please.
Jaden?
Here.
Euchre?
Here.
Sorry?
Yes.
Waltner?
Present.
Garing?
Yeah.
Jacobson?
Here.
Walter?
Yes. Before we get started here, I'm just going to ask, since we do have people here, other than councilmen and so forth, if any of you want to speak tonight, if you would please go to the podium where the mic is so you can be heard. I'd be very much appreciated. Minutes of the last meeting,
Move to accept.
second.
Second now.
All those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Vouchers and salaries, any questions?
Yeah, how long will that McGuire iron payment go for?
So this is the second payment that we've made, and we had, 5 years, I think it was, so it'd be 3 more that are at this rate,
Okay.
and then the rate will drop down to just their maintenance fee, so this is covering the cost of
After,
the paint and
after
the
5
repairs.
years.
Yep.
Move to accept.
Is there a second?
Second.
Call roll.
Euchre?
Here.
Sorry?
Yes.
Waltner?
Yes.
Garing? Jacobson?
Yes.
Jaden?
Yes.
Financial report. Questions, answers?
Unmute your mic. Touch screen. Motion to accept.
Second.
Call roll, please.
Sorry?
Yes.
Waltner?
Yes.
Garing?
Yes.
Jacobson?
Yes.
Jaden?
Yes.
Euchre?
Yes.
Public input. Is there anyone here that has something they'd like to share, say, here for other items? Okay. Hearing to vacate alley, Reno LLC, I'm sure it is. Mr. Jaden?
Where you at? You want to stand up and explain what you're trying to do?
Okay. Okay, first of all, I wanted to maximize the amount of units that I can get built in the empty lot just to the north of RNS Village. And this first building that we'd like to build would be the far west building, which is the larger one on the drawing, if everybody has it. There's 46 units in that building, and we would just like to vacate the lot to maximize our storage units and make the flow simpler. And if anybody has any questions, I mean, the drawing's pretty self-explanatory. The building on the west will be built this year, and then the other buildings will be followed the next year after and the year after. So,
And this was approved by the planning and zoning committee.
I have 2 questions. Where would you access that property?
we're gonna access it, the front,
Juniper or Main Street?
Well Street.
You can get through there?
Yeah, it'll go through there, And then the first building will be accessed like that. And that question was asked a little bit earlier too. So it'll all be done through Well Street because it'll be a nice, easy drive-in, drive-out type of a use situation for the parking, because we're going to add some more parking to the west of the building. It's going to all be concrete.
Not off Main Street.
No,
Okay.
No.
That answers my
no,
question.
there's not, there will be no entering and exiting off of Main Street.
I have another question on that, and I'm not trying to be difficult here.
No,
But
that's
there's
fine.
about 50,000 square feet here. Drainage is a concern of mine.
Yeah. The drainage will go the same exact places it's going right now.
Directly north.
Yes. So when we get to the buildings in the middle, it'll be a little bit more difficult, but there'll be gutter pans with inlets, and it'll flow, probably underground more so. The first building's gonna be pretty simple because it's gonna be a slope side facing to the west. It'll run in the ditch and it'll flow right out. So it won't, none of the water will flow back to the east on the first building. It'll be like a single slope roof. So
From west to east, the slope.
from east to west, it'll flow in the west ditch. The
Of
first
the
building. Yeah.
And the first building's the west building. the
First
west-
building is a west building,
Okay.
so it'll flow from east to west on the roof. Now, there's gonna be concrete all the way around these, so that'll flow in, and then once we go to the next one, that'll be a drain. We'll have to do a gutter pan with a drainage system. So, but it'll all flow how it flows right now. It'll go to the outer ditches and to the north.
Yeah. It's perfectly fine. Are we changing a whole lot with Main Street drainage? This is my concern.
It was my concern too. I'm just, because right now you're kind of got a holding pond, so to speak, there now. So you raise it up and obviously that water has to go somewhere. So do our ditches, will they handle all of that? Yeah, the way they are right now, with.
My
I think
point,
is our concern.
Well, they're gonna be built, these are gonna be built up.
Yeah.
I mean, you gotta follow the codes.
I'm not worried about your property so much, Robbie. I'm concerned, you're adding a lot of drainage quickly, It's just, I'm not an engineer, obviously, but, I'm concerned, and it's not a matter, I guess what I'm saying is I'd like to have SARES, personally, I'd like to have SARES, look, or put this into the whole thing. Do we need to change something you understand our?
I've talked to Paul already
Okay.
about the project, so
Okay.
he's probably pretty familiar with it. The first building isn't gonna really make a difference. It would be probably the second and third building that would be, an issue. When you talk about drainage, you're talking about, right now it's grass, so a lot of it'll go down and then it'll flow. But eventually, when it gets so soaked up anyway, it's just flowing. It's going
Well-
to the ditches and out. So at the end of the day, where's the water going eventually? Eventually, it's gonna go. It's kinda like a pool that overflows and fills out. I mean, it has no option to go anyplace else. My goal, of course, is to maximize my profits at the end of the day. But if a person wanted to buy a little bit of my land and, instead of having that third unit there for a detention pond, I wouldn't be opposed to that.
Well, at this point in time, we're just talking about vacating the alley. What you
Yeah.
guys are talking about will come in when the
After
alley
the
is a.
Because I've got to get a
When it
building
actually
permit
tries
for
to
this
get a
stuff.
building permit.
Sure. Where is that alley? I drove by there. It obviously is not there.
There's no
It's
alley.
just plat.
It's just,
It's just plain.
And there is a phone line in there, but, he's gonna have to pay to have that removed. That's none of our concern. The easement stay. So he's gonna have to work with Golden West. And whether it's fiber or the old phone line, I have no idea. I mean, that'd be something Golden West will have to answer, and he's gonna have to pay to have it moved. The only, what right now is if this was owned by several different people, then naturally they'd have to agree, but he owns the whole block.
sure.
So,
Yeah,
it's-
no.
do we wanna give him authority to build on that? Is what he's asking.
Yeah, I don't see a problem. I mean, nobody knew that alley was there, at least.
I didn't.
I didn't realize that was platted as an alley. I mean, yeah. and I'm not trying to be problematic for you, Robbie. I'm just saying.
Hey, you asked the questions.
Drainage, it's, that is a concern, and plus with what we've got
Yeah.
going on.
And like I said, Paul sent me a text the other day, he goes, I suppose we'll be talking, So at the end of the day, the first building isn't really gonna matter. It's, and that's gonna be a building permit question mainly too.
I know we're gonna route some of the drainage off of Main Street down Railway. That'll alleviate some of that heading that way.
Well, we're gonna- yeah.
But as high as we're gonna build, there's gonna be a lot of flow there. I'm not worried about having a building there.
No, it's just the water from your land going, if we have
Well,
enough capacity to handle it.
Exactly. You're talking about, the only difference would be the water that would be absorbed in my grass mainly.
Yeah.
Versus the flow, because if it gets so thick and it's all absorbed, the same amount's gonna flow anyway.
Right.
So, but that would be a question probably in 2 or 3 years when I get that portion of
Sure.
it done, but anyway.
Yeah.
Any other questions for Mr. Hoover here?
I make a motion to approve the abandonment of the alley.
Second.
The alley we didn't know existed.
Any other questions?
This one really exists.
Call roll.
Waltner,
Yes.
Garing, Jacobson,
Yes.
Jaden,
Yes.
Euchre,
Yes.
Sorry.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, Rob.
Thanks.
Mr. Jaden?
Next is the replat of the hearing for Freeman. It's not really a replat. It's the permanent plat of the temporary that we approved, I don't know, a month ago. This is the permanent. He has to have a permanent before he can build. So it's exactly the same as the temporary that we
Was it
approved.
6? 6? Is it lots or?
Yeah, 6 lots. Yeah, it's all right there. And
I
you'll-
know, but I'm without
You'll have the
looking.
signs.
It's right behind you too.
Okay, but it's 6, I think, okay. You need a motion?
Yes.
I make a motion.
Is there a second?
Second that.
Garing,
Yes.
Jacobson,
Yes.
Jaden,
Yes.
Euchre,
Yes.
Sorry,
Yes.
Waltner.
Yes.
We have a gentleman here from the Hutchinson County Emergency Management.
I would defer to the end. I'm gonna be here anyway, okay? Let's get everybody else done. If that's all right, you want me up there, I'll do it right now, but
Whatever,
Promoted in the city.
get it done. What's that?
Promoted in the city. Do you wanna do that? That here?
You want to skip on down? Oh, I'm sorry, I'm promoting the city loan fund. Mr. Gearing, Mr. Jaden went to that meeting, I believe, right?
Right. That's all confidential information, so.
And you're recommending,
We recommended to allow the loan.
and we need to get it on the minutes as a resolution, I believe.
Yep.
So we would need a motion in a second.
Okay, a motion to allow the individual to borrow 13,000 I can't remember the exact amount. What was
I think
it?
13,000 was the one that was the number I got.
From the, promoting the city loan fund.
Motion,
Yeah, that's the motion.
Second that.
and call roll.
Jacobson,
Yes.
Jaden,
Yes.
Euchre,
Yes.
Sorry,
Yes.
Waltner,
Yes.
Garing.
Now,
okay. My name's Dave Hoffman. I'm the Hudson County Emergency Manager. I put some sheets in front of you. You fill out. Freeman's the last city to have, I haven't had credentials yet. Blaine knows all about it. What it is it's a card. They'll issue. On that card, there's a little deal that we could scan. So Blaine brought it up before when we had the Delmont tornado. We actually used these cards. And we made volunteer cards. So if you had a yellow card, you could stay. If you had a red card, you know, that was, I think that was, media, you couldn't be out there, you know, you had to stay in a certain area. So what it is, it's a way to, if there's emergency or there's a disaster, there's a way to, to keep track of it. So, okay, how is that used in practical? Well, I just happen to have, this is the battle book for the Freeman Fire Department. Well, this is actually ambulance and fire together. So when they're on a call, instead of have everybody take their cards and credential and all that stuff, whoever's in that rescue unit, whoever's in the local EOC, whatever you want to call that, could be, all you got to do is scan this right here. You're scanning in Mr. Anderson. Okay, for instance, you could have used it, I don't know, Adam, you were here when you had the ice storm, the trees? Okay.
No, I wasn't here then.
So you could have used it then to keep track of your expenses. In other words, your volunteerism, your volunteer people, you could keep track of those people. Now, there's an app for that. You could put it on an iPad, or the county has a computer that with a wand that you could keep track, and that's how you would make the volunteer, and you could keep track of your time. FEMA, how FEMA works, everything's on time. They want to know who's there, how long you were there, and when you're out, when you left. Equipment the same way, so you keep track of all that. So that's what this is all about. So the whole county is right, as of right now, is credentialed, except for this group right here, this young man right back here. Okay, so I'd like to get that done tonight, so I'm going to stick around. Today we had Homeland Security, which is grant. We approved the grants for that. Region 6 did, and 4 fire departments in the county all got a new radio to put in their first truck out. So in other words, we eliminate that old E.F. Johnson radio that Mr. Bill Janko gave us, okay? That's how old these radios are. So each one of the county fire departments got that. Freeman Academy had put in a grant for cybersecurity, $13,000. That was approved today. So Freeman, South Dakota, through the years I've been there, they have gotten about $150,000 plus for Homeland Security monies. So just so you know, that's there's money that's being available to the fire department or the city, police department, whoever got radios and whoever got Freedom Academy, the Freeman High School, for their doors and stuff like that. That was all through Homeland Security, property. So I'm here. I'm done as of the 30th of March. The young man right behind here, Mr. Humphrey, is taking my job, which he'll do very good. Treat him the way you would treat me. Better. Okay, whatever. But I enjoyed it. I've been doing it for 16 years. I turned 70. It's time to do something else. Time to go fishing. I'm still the mayor of Parkston, and I just turned my petition in, so the aggravation is still 2 more years. I enjoy it, and that's, so just like you guys. You wouldn't be sitting here unless you enjoyed it, right? Huh? Charlie? Okay. All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Dave.
Brian, you want to talk a little bit? Anything? Sure. I'm going to stick around, take pictures, okay? Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Dave. Well, my name is Brian Humphrey, and thanks for having us tonight. I've just retired as a conservation officer with Game Fish and Parks after 23 years. So April 1st, I'll take over for Dave here, and looking forward to keeping things going with the county with the emergency services that we have, and see if we can't continue to do the things we've done to serve the people of the county. So if you have any questions, later on I can leave you my cell phone number, so you'll have that contact information at the end of the meeting or whatever. So, but I'll be the face that'll show up here probably once a year or something to discuss Homeland Security monies from here forward. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next item is golf course personnel. I know last meeting, I was planning on being here beyond my circumstances, beyond my control, I couldn't make it. And I just want to explain that it's my fault that it slipped my mind of things to get to people. The golf board right now, what they've decided was that the person that's going to run the clubhouse is going to look for help, because we feel they know, who works best out there and so forth. The outside people, Cody is going to take care of that. They're going to bring the names, and then we would vote on it as we always have, and so forth. So they were supposed to meet Monday night. I don't know what happened. They didn't make it. So I am presuming at the next meeting we're going to be they will be coming here, and rates, all the questions I think that we need to act on as a council and so forth. And if you have any questions and so forth, I think everything stays the same, but I don't want to say that without them being here. But FYI, that's why I heard you say it, golf course personnel, and we will.
Well, any names that come in can go into that pool, and they can look at them. I mean, we'll just take any apps in, I would assume.
So it was, that's what's happening there. And they will bring a list of names that they want to work with and so forth, and hire that way. Pretty much how the library does it. BY contract. Mike Fink and I went down to Tabor yesterday, and we visited with BY for about an hour and a half. Two things. One is development. Where do we stand with development and so forth? And we've got a contract that's been sitting there for quite a long time. I guess I wanted to be brought up to speed. Mr. Fink wanted to be brought up to speed and so forth. I believe you have the contract there. Did you hand it out?
No, I printed them. They're still in the office.
He's going to be handing out the contract. Mr. Fink is going to be coming next meeting, okay? Because a lot of what was said was in legalese, so I'm going to let him explain a lot of it and so forth. It was a very good meeting and so forth. We need to go through the contract. I'm giving you the contract now. You've had it, you old timers have had it in front of you before. It kind of got sat on, I don't know how many years ago, 4 years ago, whatever. But we need to
Is this a yearly contract?
take action with that, and I'm gonna let Mr. Fink in 2 weeks explain it a little more fully as far as what's going on and answer any
Is this a
questions.
yearly contract, 10-year? I mean,
No, I don't think we really have a contract.
I don't think this came up even 4 years ago. I don't think it ever came to the council.
2016.
Yeah, I don't know that it ever actually came to the council. I think BY created it, but never actually gave it to us.
I don't know. I won't answer that because I'm not sure. I don't know how, but it's, Mr. Fink had a copy of it, so obviously it came someplace, so. And that's neither here nor there. We need to act on that, or decide what we're gonna do. But it needs to be explained, and I'd rather Mr. Fink explain it and so forth. I believe it was item 8 in the contract that caused, to Mr. Fink's recollection, it was number 8 that was causing some concern and confusion and so forth. And so, just look it over, peruse it. Like I said, Mr. Fink will be here next meeting, and we're gonna go through that again. Just familiarize yourself with it. Okay? Next thing is chemical applicator licensing. I put that on the agenda, and I wanted in the minutes that the mayor told Dwayne Walter that all 4 maintenance workers are gonna get their chemical application permits. We gotta get that done, guys. I know. It's an open book test. I know.
We're talking with Truman County right now, going up times.
Well, whatever, I talked to Chad, Mr. Solik, he says, send the guys over if they've got questions or whatever, it's a breeze. But we really need, I know it's a pain, but we really need to get you guys on there, so, and that's why.
Online, or is that, you have to go somewhere to do that, or?
We gotta go to Turner County to do it online.
I'm not,
Okay.
yeah. But we just, it's something we need to do. Manhole lifter purchase, streets or sewer?
Yep,
Matt, that'd be sewer.
sewer, yeah,
Well, you can blame me regardless, so.
That'd be sewer.
I would say sewer.
Whatever.
The only reason it's there is because of the sewer.
Pretty self-explanatory. It mounts on the front of a truck through by a receiver hitch, either a pickup or a larger truck, whatever you want to use. It's basically just an electromagnet with a camera on it, so you can center yourself over the manhole cover, set it down, turn it on, pick it up, back up, set it down, put the access to the sewer system for jetting, whatever you need to do down there.
There's something I found interesting about this, because Dwayne was out talking about the receiver, is how much they weigh. I did not realize that they weigh, what'd you say,
750 pounds.
750 pounds? I had no idea. So, yeah, I can see the need for this.
And I can tell you that when you hit one with a snowplow,
Yeah.
you feel it.
And that's why when we get complaints about that they're down so far, and you put a 2-inch ring on and now they're up, that the snowplow will hit it. So you have to have them below the street
You
surface.
have to have them below grade.
Yeah, that makes sense. Things I've learned. But 750 pounds, that's incredible.
So our quote for the lifter with camera and monitor, I don't think we need the swing arm. If we need one, we can make one. And shipping would be $45.50. So I'm gonna make a motion to purchase a manhole lifter from Rock Mills Enterprises for $4,545.50.
Second that.
Are you making a motion to purchase one?
Just did, didn't
You
I?
did? I didn't hear. Okay, good.
It's less than one, it's less than one work comp claim.
All right. Jaden,
Yes.
Euchre,
Yes.
Sorry,
Yes.
Waltner,
Yes.
Garing,
Yes.
Jacobson.
Yes.
Library board member?
Yes, we have asked Emily Anderson to be a trustee on the board, and she has accepted the position, so we would like to have that on record. So I'm making a motion that Emily Anderson be a trustee on the library board.
She'll do a good job.
Second.
that.
In seconds. All those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Police report. It's in front of you. Go ahead.
Oh, so.
Let's see. So this covers February 1st to February 28th. Jay did a pretty good job. This is before I got here. If anybody wants to know what the total minutes mean, that's the time that he was on each call. So juvenile call was 210. That was actually for a juvenile DUI arrest with 4 juveniles in the vehicle coming from Mitchell. That's the reason it took so long on that one. They got the truck miles and the car miles. I guess he used 719 total miles for the truck and 430 miles for the vehicle. Other than that, he actually did a really good job. keeping up with the reports, and patrolling the city.
Anything for Mr. Brewer? I'm proud to announce, I talked to him yesterday, and he can get around town now without the GPS, so
Took you a long time to learn that, huh?
Yes.
figured it out. Thank you, Scott.
Thank you, Scott.
Any other business? Mr. Euchre?
I got a report that the liquor store had sewer gas smell again yesterday. So we'll have to talk about that, whatever the deal is. Adam sent me a note that the Department of Revenue sent him a confirmation letter regarding our gross receipts tax application, so that's in the process and they'll be going through that. And just small talk, Adam told me our ambulance pay that, for the month of February, it was like 13 EMTs got paid. So.
That's working.
That's working. You know, normally it's 5, 6, 7 maybe. So the schedule is brought out many more names. Got them out in the call, so that's been good. And that's all I got. So, sorry, Val.
Blaine will make up.
Mr. Garing?
We're going to send a letter to planning and zoning, to that, house on Second Street that has the storage trailers on the, I guess they're not trailers, what do they call them?
Containers.
Containers.
Drop-offs,
One's on the
whatever.
sidewalk, and we're gonna give her till April 15th, or them, whoever, till April 15th to clean them out and get them moved farther onto her property. She wants to put them in the northeast corner, so, but they weigh, what, 16,500 pounds apiece?
Of course, those
They're
are
fully
loaded.
So, nobody, I mean, Randy can't move them or nothing, so unless she finds somebody that can move them loaded, it doesn't matter how she moves it, she got till April 15th, so.
Them containers, are you able to have them on your property for indefinitely, or is there a time period where they can only be, you know, are you able to use them as a storage unit?
Do you wanna get into looking at the ordinance? It's totally?
Yeah, I'm just curious.
Go ahead, put them
Yeah.
on there, there's nothing saying you can't.
Okay.
Do I like it? No.
Hmm.
I mean, that's something that would have to be fixed.
Mm-hmm.
Can't, I mean, she can't make a garage out of it or anything.
Sure,
like that.
sure. Yeah, something to look at, I guess, yeah. I was just curious,
You know, 10 years ago, nobody even thought of buying a shipping container.
Right,
What's
right.
the,
Yeah, now they're living in them, yeah.
yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
That's all I got.
Blaine?
Just a couple of things. Dewey, you weren't here last meeting, and I mentioned that there's a water shut off by that Travis Kreitis place. He bought Mike Anderson's place. It looks like there's fence posts in a square, and it's sticking up, I don't know, 3 foot or so. Is that something that the city needs to take care of? He had mentioned
We
it.
need to put a sidewalk in there, cut that down. and
Okay.
fill that in.
I had mentioned to Travis that it probably would be in spring when that got taken care of, but I just wanted to bring it to your attention so we can get it taken care of for him. And then, as far as the liquor, Jay had mentioned it to me also about the smell. I think the only thing we can do is smoke that and find out where is it coming from. I mean, we did it once, it was coming out of the floor drain, but it has to be coming, I'm suspecting underneath the sink area somewhere in
There
the floor.
must be another hole somewhere.
In the floor, yep. So, yeah, so, because it gets pretty overbearing sometimes. They have to open them up and bear it, and get it out. And just getting some updated proposals for the building back there, so we can bring that to the council and bring that to light, see which direction we're gonna go on there, so. That's what I have.
Contract too.
Thank you.
Right, yep.
Mr. Jacobson?
I did talk to
I'm sorry.
You did, okay, thank you, thank you. I got the other two here, I just need that one and I'll have them all.
He said next week you'll have it.
Great, awesome, thank you.
I'm good.
Still working on getting some quotes or some pricing for the lights in the community center. Get back to me, and then I'll get a hold of you too, to get some financing if we can get for it. That's it.
The only thing I would have would be, as I mentioned previously, Paul Korn will be at the next meeting. He's going to walk us through what the next step is, I guess. What our options are. There's a lot of little decisions and so forth, what we can expect and so forth. He might email me some more information, and I will try to get that to you so you can be a little bit more prepared with questions for him when he is here. But right now, the last I talked to him a couple days ago, he was planning on the 17th, so just FYI. Mr. Walder, you have nothing?
Is District 3 working on grants for that now, for the Main Street project, you know?
Carol would know.
They are, okay, great.
They've been,
In the works, yeah, I understand.
they've been, yeah.
Great, great.
Yeah. He will tell us what has been done. He will ask questions. There's a lot of little questions. ADA question. There's street lighting. He's gonna wanna meet with Dwayne and Cody as far as, and get up to speed and so forth, which would not probably be at this here, but at a different time and so forth. He's gonna give us a list of questions. What kind of design do you want? We had talked about street width. Are we gonna keep it the same?
I looked at that, and you take a foot off of that sidewalk gets awful narrow. Boy, does that get.
It was brought up, and so those are the kinds of things, those little bitty things. You know, he's gonna wanna get final say from us, so he can go ahead and finish up the plans. I presume that's what he wants. So.
You take a foot off of each one and then add the light pole base, which is another 2 foot, you're taking 3 foot. So that particular area right there, you know, it's not even be able to meet somebody almost on it, from my point of view.
So.
I mean, it'd be nice to be wider because of the size of vehicles.
Well, it'd be nice to be 20 feet wider, but that's not our option, so, yeah. He's gonna have recommendations, I'm sure, and, there was something about a design team, you know, I'm sure you can make that sidewalk straight, you can make, all different options there. He's gonna decide whether we wanna buy a Cadillac or a Chevy, I would imagine, is the deal, so. All right, anybody else here have something? Next meeting will be Wednesday, March 17th, 6:30.
I would say after that one, we can probably go back to Mondays if everybody wants.
I was gonna ask that, and then okay.
But not the first
It's done. We'll go back the first week.
Well, the ordinance says the second week.
Right.
We can change the ordinance, so.
Yeah, but I can't be here the first Monday of the month.
You can't.
No.
So it's always the second Monday.
That's why it's second and fourth?
Yeah.
I mean, you can make it Tuesday, I don't care about that, it don't matter.
I'm
Night
just
to
saying.
me.
Actually, I like Wednesdays.
Well,
It's really worked out well.
Yeah. To me, I don't care, it don't
I
matter.
know it's church night, but I mean, now it's still in COVID. I mean,
Yeah, the night don't matter to me, Wednesday night works.
well, let's let it ride for a while.
Okay.
Because there was a lot more people were available, because very few committees have meetings on Wednesday night.
You avoid holidays and stuff if you do it on
Right.
Tuesdays
Right.
too.
Exactly,
So,
yeah. So, it's been, yeah, it's worked out well, I thought. So, well, let's just let it ride for now. Okay, anything else? Executive session? Go ahead, I'm sorry.
What's the status on our light pole?
They were gonna do that once it got nicer. Like, when I talked to him, it was 30 below zero, and he said once the weather the way it's supposed to start, we gotta come out and bore a hole, put all brand new stuff in there, but he was gonna get at it as soon as it started to get nice out.
They're not gonna reuse the existing pole that's laying on the ground. Is there any way that we can get that movement out of there?
And there is,
So it's just not laying there anymore?
Is there any power unit going to it?
no, it's not.
I think they bypassed the power.
Yeah, they do,
Yeah.
yeah. And there is one light out by rural where rural sets their stuff for sale sometimes. There's
Yeah,
one,
they're all marked.
that one's out, yeah.
We did get our insurance check from that too, by the way.
Oh, good.
That came in just the other day.
I'm sorry, it just,
That's fine, that's fine. My brain works the same way. Anything else?
Move to go into executive session pursuant to South Dakota Codified Law 1-25-2 contract negotiations.
second.
Yeah. Off the camera.
End. The stream is ended.